Hello, this is question 13 on your November 2020 paper 2 from Edexcel. You have this function for x greater than 0 when x different than k, and k is a constant. We have to find the value of k. So k cannot be, x cannot be k, it's going to come from here. So the denominator cannot be 0 because the function wouldn't be defined. So we are going to make this equal to 0, and that will be the value of k. Yeah. So ln x minus 2 equal to 0 would mean that ln x is going to be 2, which means x is e squared. So if x is e squared, this denominator would be 0, which cannot happen. So that's why the k is going to be e squared. Yeah, that's our restriction. Then for b, it says prove that g prime, so the derivative of this function, is always positive for all values of x in the domain. So we are going to differentiate this function. We have two functions divided, one divided by the other, so we are going to use the product rule. Remember, the product rule is if I have two functions, the derivative is going to be derivative of the top times the bottom minus the top multiplied by the derivative of the bottom, and then b squared. That's what I'm using. So this is going to be u, and this is going to be v. So the derivative of u is going to be 3, 1 over x. So that's, I'm going to start g prime x is going to be 3 over x multiplied by the denominator, which is ln x minus 2. So ln x minus 2 minus the numerator multiplied by the derivative of the denominator, which is 1 over x. So I have 1 over x. I can write it at the front or after, it doesn't matter. 3 ln x minus 7, which is the numerator, and then divided by the denominator squared, and the denominator was ln x minus 2. Yeah, this squared. We have to see that this is positive. What we are going to do is to simplify a bit the numerator, because it's going to help us. So if we expand the bracket, we have 3 over x ln x minus 6 over x minus 3 over x ln x plus 7 over x, all divided by that bracket square. So ln x minus 2 squared. I can cancel this with this, and then I have 7 over x minus 6 over x is 1 over x. I can bring the x to the denominator or leave it, it doesn't matter. Ln x minus 2 squared. And x is going to be always positive because it's what they say, the domain, yeah? And ln x minus 2 squared is going to be positive because it's a square, yeah? So x is positive because of the domain, and ln x minus 2 squared is going to be greater or equal than 0. No, it cannot be equal because k is, remember, x cannot be e squared, yeah? So this is going to be greater than 0, and therefore g prime x is going to be greater than 0. Yeah, that's the second part. Then find the range of values of a for which the function, so not the derivative, now the function, is going to be greater than 0. So what we are going to do is I'm going to substitute a just to work with a and give the answers for a. So I want to see when ln a, 3 ln a minus 7 divided by ln a minus 2, no, that's a function, when this is positive. And this is going to be positive as this is a quotient when both of them are positive or when both of them are negative, yeah, because negative divided by negative will be positive as well. So let's go to see the options. Or both positives, so let's say like option 1 is 3 ln a minus 7 greater than 0. That would mean 3 ln a greater than 7. So learn a greater than 7/3, which will mean a greater than e to the power of 7/3. And len a minus 2 positive as well, which would mean len a greater than 2 and a greater than e squared. So for both of them being positive, e must be greater than this value and this value at the same time. This is slightly larger because 7 divided by 3 is more than 2. It's like if you think of the number line, you have e squared and then you have e to the power of 7/3, and our number must be greater than both of them, which means is this bit here, yeah? So e must be x must be greater than e to the power of 7/2 thirds. Yeah, and the other option is that both of them are negative, because negative divided by negative will be positive. So 3 len a minus 7 smaller than 0, that would mean I'm just going to skip all the steps and just changing this, because it's going to be the same equation, inequality, but just with the other sign. And then the denominator negative, which would mean a smaller than e squared, no? E squared. And now we are in the opposite situation. Sorry, this is an a. We have a number that must be smaller. So this is e 7/3, this is e squared. Our number must be smaller than e squared and smaller than this value at the same time. So our answer is smaller than e squared. Yeah. So the answer should be a greater than e to the power of 7/3 or a smaller than e squared. And you can write 0 because x, yeah, must be positive, which means a must be positive. Yeah, a is just a value that we are checking into the substituting into the function. Yeah, and that's all with this question. So we have this or this. Yeah.